guys, we are back again with our Legends of Super Flarrow recap. We're Nerd Jams. I'm Shannon.
I'm Jadon.
Hey, we got it this time. No Legends of Tomorrow this week, so we're going to be doing Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow. However, we're going to switch it up because we tend to go overboard on Supergirl a lot. We like to argue over that show. And we're going to start off with Flash, followed by Arrow, then Supergirl. Just in case you do watch and you only want to see one segment, you know which order. Skip around if you want. And as if you do watch, you know I'm recently getting into the Flash. I can't even know if I can say that. I was quite bored this week.
Yeah, I wasn't bored, but I wasn't like, I wasn't like over invested in it. It was just kind of, it was just a good, I'd say good, not like, it was above okay. It was just a good episode. It wasn't too many highs, too many lows. So.
I missed Draco Malfoy.
Yeah, oh yeah, I didn't remember.
It's the classic CW thing we've talked about where they brought in another Tom Cavanaugh playing two roles for whatever reason. So anytime you bring in extra people, you gotta get rid of somebody for something. So he's off in London. At least they gave him an explanation.
I totally missed it, I guess.
Oh yeah, Caitlin says he's visiting or taking care of some things in London.
Oh, wow. Well, you mentioned the two Kavanaughs, and I actually really liked it. I liked seeing Harry back. I prefer him much more than HR.
I don't like either of them. I never liked his character that was in the wheelchair in the first season either.
Oh, that was the best version, I think.
I just don't like him.
Yeah, well, I really enjoyed him because I didn't enjoy him at the beginning of season 2 when he first showed up, but since he evolved and he works with the team and he has a good rapport with Cisco and they have a good back and forth, I like him a lot more. And he's useful. He lends a lot to the team. So.
Oh, HR was useful. He played with his drumsticks and he realized that he had a military haircut. Because if you can't find anybody in the normal database, you wouldn't think to go through all of the databases. But whatever. Hey, what is the girl Flash's name?
Jessie Quick.
But what's her Flash name?
Jessie Quick. It's not. She doesn't. I don't know if she really has a secret identity or whatever. But
all right.
That's just what her dad's name was for her, so she took it up. It's straight from the comic books, so whatever. Oh, with the drumsticks. I had this wonderful vision of if I was ever like directing the Flash, I just had this vision of walking into that room and going, "Can you play? Can you play? No, grab the get out of there. Never put them in there again."
Have they ever explained the drumsticks at all? Nothing.
It's just a thing for him to use like a laser pointer or something. It's just more annoying.
It's quite annoying.
I really don't understand it. It's just so hipster and so annoying. But I really did. I liked the gorillas more this episode. This was an adaptation from the New 52. It was like early into the reboot a couple years ago, where the gorillas attack Central City. So I thought that was a nice adaptation. I don't think we needed quite so many gorillas because only 7 of them did anything. So.
Right.
Yeah, there's that. Oh, so I thought it was weird how quickly Jesse wanted to move in with Wally. Because he says, "We need to find you a place," and she's like, "We need to find us a place."
How quickly is she jumping worlds to be with him?
Yeah, but this is...
they're teenagers, and so I didn't really bat an eye at that.
It's not going to work out, but... yeah.
It's just yet another ship on the CW show, so it's fine.
I don't understand it. It's... Oh, so there's a really, really deep Star Wars reference this episode. Where he says something about Luke Skywalker.
Yes, it's
Luke Starkiller?
Yeah, I was wondering if that's what she was... If she was meaning Luke Skywalker on her Earth.
Yeah. So...
And I'm surprised Cisco didn't jump on it.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. But for people who don't know, Luke Starkiller was the original name of Luke Skywalker and his family when George Lucas first came up with the concept.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's going to be a family adventure thing with the Starkiller family.
Didn't know that at all. I just assumed Luke and anything to do with space is a reference to Luke Skywalker.
Yes, that's a good assumption to make.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you really liked about this episode?
I mean, I say I was bored, but again, you have to remember I'm still not fully invested in these characters in this show. I didn't hate the episode. I thought it was cute with the whole Friends Day, Valentine's Day thing. I actually thought that was kind of cute.
Yeah.
I saw the proposal coming a mile away. Because I actually thought Iris was going to propose to Barry for a second when they were... But as soon as they did that, I was like, well, he's proposing. I
thought that was as far as they're going to go with it, though, so...
I saw that coming. I actually almost texted you and asked if they were engaged already. Because I assumed if they were... I was like, I don't know if they're engaged. I think they're going to get in... He's going to propose this episode.
I don't know how I felt about it, because at first I was like, that's really fast. Because they just moved in together.
Well, she's dying.
Yes. There's that. She's not dying, but she's going to die.
I mean, basically, she's got a terminal illness.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because we know Barry sucks at fixing the timeline.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know how I felt about it, because at first I was like, it's really too fast, but then, on the other hand, I was like, I kind of like that they're just cutting through all the BS of, like, dragging it over season after season after season and just going for it. So if they actually go for it and they actually do get married, then okay.
And they've known each other all their lives, right?
I don't like that aspect. I really don't. I know some people are like, it's not incest or anything. It's like, if you're adopted into a family, it's kind of weird.
Is he legally adopted into the family?
He wasn't legally adopted, but he's been in their family.
Okay.
Joe has said he considers him a son since he was like 8 years old or something.
Right, and just so you know, I don't judge. Ship who you want to ship. However, you think that's weird. You do realize there are people that severely ship Alex and Cara Danvers?
No.
Yes.
I've lost all hope in this world. I have no faith in humanity anymore. If the apocalypse were to come tomorrow, I would not feel bad. It would make sense.
So, anyways, it is a little weird, but at the same time, with them having known each other for so long, even though they've only just moved into a romantic relationship, and the fact that she has a terminal illness, this just
sounds so weird.
Speaking of terminal illnesses, what about what is his name? Wells? Is that his name? Harry?
Yeah, Harry. It's Wells, yeah, Harry Wells.
Harry Wells making him think that he's gonna die.
What a day.
When they told him and he was okay with it, I was like, well, he's playing something.
Yeah. I'm just glad we didn't have another thing, because like it's been a running like thing where like he does something to piss off Jesse, and then Jesse is mad at him for a while, and then they fix it, and then it happens again. So I'm glad that she called him out on it, like, hey, dead man.
I know, and then Cisco's like, dead man, you're
Yeah, and then like I love that he just like, well, okay. So anyways, Joe, this is what you need to do. But I like that they just like acknowledged it, and then there wasn't the whole back and forth. They're just like, okay, we're good now.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that scene actually when they tell him and he stands up and Wally takes a step back. I enjoyed everything about that. I was chuckling a little bit at that scene. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything that really stood out that I really liked about this episode. I had some questions. If Grodd can take over Gypsy, why didn't he just take over Cisco from the get-go?
I don't know. They need to bring back they've developed these little mind shield devices that they can put on, so I'm surprised they didn't bring those back.
Like Maxwell Lord did in season 1?
Kinda, yeah.
There's just plot holes and stuff like that we don't, because there's a lot in Supergirl as well. I don't want to spend a lot of time this week on plot holes. I can just say they're there and stuff, but that was one of them. Just when she comes in and immediately starts fighting them, and then she has no memory of it when she wakes up in the cell, I was like, wait, what the hell is going on? Oh, Grodd is in the city and he's controlling her. Okay. Then my first reaction was, why didn't he just take over Cisco in the first place?
Yeah, I have no idea.
But again, plot device.
Okay, I'm actually kind of disappointed in myself, but I did not recognize the new Flash that she was talking to, that Gypsy was talking to, in Earth 19 or whatever.
Well, why he has some weird thing on his face?
Yeah, so I don't know who he's supposed to be.
It's just like, that's the lamest way for them to keep him hidden. Why not just show the back of his head?
Or maybe it's just part of his costume. I really don't know. So.
Their costumes are good. Hey, Wally is buff. Especially, well, compared to Barry Allen.
You know that's one of my gripes with Grant Gustin. But we did get to see him actually boxing for a little bit. Although he still sucks at fighting, but it's nice to have that in there.
Yeah.
Where it's like, at least they're making an effort.
Once again, Barry Allen thinks that 1 speedster is better than 3 speedsters when he goes off to save the nuclear
I actually
missiles.
Understood that, though, because he said, stay
Get
here
him out
in
of
case
here.
we need to evacuate.
It's not like they were going to get him out far enough. That fell so flat for me. One, it wasn't scary or angsty at all. It's when you do nuclear weapons, you're destroying everything, so I don't ever feel like it's going to go off.
Yeah.
But what were the guerrillas going to do? Are they going to survive a nuclear holocaust? Like,
I don't know. It depends on the yield of the bomb. You know, maybe only part of the city would get knocked out or whatever.
and then the radiation is just contained.
I don't know. Maybe they had. Maybe they're immune. I don't know.
Yeah. So that was one thing I was just kind of like.
Yeah, I didn't think they needed the bomb in there. Although the cast did a good job of showing how tense the moment was. So.
The acting was there, however, the feeling did not come through to me. It was just like, all right, keep trying. It was pretty cool though that, there's 90,000 5-number combinations, and I was like, well, this makes sense. I mean, the Flash is smart, so he can, and he's fast. So that part, I was like, okay, that's all right.
And I love how Harry throughout the whole episode is calling HR a moron, and he's like, how many combinations is that? It's like it's 900,000 or something, whatever, and you idiot, and just walks away.
I think he's playing stupid.
A little bit, yeah, but I do think he is kind of an idiot. There's only
There's another part though where he tells Barry that the guerrillas are 2 minutes out, and then he's like, "It's 10 seconds. What are you talking about?" I'm like, "What is the point of this?" Because it was more than 10 seconds, and it was probably less. I was just like, "What?"
I just like the line.
They're just trying to argue with each other.
I just liked that aspect of it. I really liked, oh my gosh, Gypsy and Cisco are
They're
the
good.
best.
I really liked them.
So much more chemistry with those two than him and Kendra from last season, I guess. Yeah, I just love how she kisses him and there's like she's holding his face.
That was so weird though. When she kissed him the second time, because his mouth is so big. I was just like, ooh. They have a great dynamic, and I really enjoyed Cisco in this episode. He was one of my gripes when I first started watching the show. He annoyed the hell out of me.
I think that was the way for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe he's getting better, but I like his. You're into me. It was cute banter.
Yeah.
But what I really liked is how he can be serious at the same time.
Oh,
Like when he goes to her world, her Earth, and she says, "I don't do long distance relationships," and he immediately says, "Well, we'll have a conversation if that's your only gripe or your only hang up," but continues. Yep. I was like, oh, that was actually really well done.
That was one of my notes, is like his whole demeanor just changes when he puts on the suit and then he's trying to talk to her like, I have people that I love that are in danger and I need your help. And
okay, let's talk about her not wanting to help.
I really don't.
We don't know Gypsy well enough, so we can't say if it's in character or out of character. But it bugged the hell out of me that she's getting all emotional about seeing the horrible things. But I won't help you. She's just like, holla.
Yeah, I think it's kind of in character, but they have such strict rules from where she's from about,
meddling.
Yeah, meddling and stuff like that. So it kind of made sense for me.
Excuse me.
But yeah.
What did I say?
I didn't really mind it at all. There was one thing that really did bother me though. Two things. One, Grant Gustin is very posy. He's very, I don't know, like when Gypsy first shows up and he does this whole thing, like he's playing red light, green light or something. I cannot deal with that. It drove me nuts because he did it like 3 times. So that was one thing. But then the other one was the whole slippery slope argument of, because out of nowhere he becomes very homicidal, like, I gotta kill Grodd. It's the only thing that I can do. I just have to kill him, and that's the only option that I have. And it's like, where is this coming from? 1, and 2, everyone keeps saying, well, Barry, if you do this, then there's no way that you can come back from it, or you'll never stop. And it's like, does he have no willpower? That's my whole.
Is he not mentally sound?
Yeah, it's like that's my whole argument. That's my whole thing about the whole slippery slope thing. Is that do you not have the self-control, the self-discipline to keep yourself from killing people when you've gone through like this whole thing? Like with Batman, he trains his half his life to become the Batman, and it's like, you can't stop yourself after one, or...
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is a running theme, and it actually goes into Arrow a little bit.
It is. I had that written down. But I don't think they did it very well in this episode. I think Arrow did a much better job with it, but...
Arrow usually does.
Yeah. Because
they're a darker show. And it's a constant theme, but it makes sense to be a constant theme in Arrow. It doesn't feel just out of left field, like how you said. Yeah. He suddenly becomes homicidal. I kind of felt like it made sense, though. I mean, he feels... Again, I don't know Barry as well, so maybe it doesn't. But to me, I'm like, well, yeah, this guy keeps coming back and kicking your butt. It's like, are they not? What's the evil villain's name that kills Iris West?
Saboteur.
Oh, I had that right in my brain. He looked horrible at the end.
Yes, he did.
But it's like, are you really not going to kill Saboteur? Saboteur, whatever.
Yeah. Well, who even knows if Saboteur is human, though?
Oh, so you can kill aliens but not humans?
Sure.
We had this argument with Supergirl.
Yeah, they're not people.
Which I've been rewatching season 1 of Supergirl, and I am correct. She has not killed anyone.
Really?
I text you. The first alien, he kills himself.
Oh, really?
Yep. And that's other than Parasite. She hasn't killed anyone.
Oh, okay.
And she tried not to kill Parasite.
Well, it's coming. It's coming.
We'll see.
But that's another thing that I don't like about this argument is that they set it up. It's like the whole Dark Knight trilogy where they set up, I do not kill, I do not kill, I do not kill, and then they kill people. Because
and it's okay.
Beginning of season 2, he killed a lot of villains. Like in the first 3 episodes, he killed 3 people. But then all of a sudden, it's a problem now.
Exactly.
No one talks about it before.
Exactly.
So. Yeah, but other than that, and that only 6 gorillas were fighting Jesse and Wally, and the whole. They didn't need an army.
When last week that the gorillas could just catch Barry no problem, and they were able to, it was a little bit. It was one of those things again.
Although I did really like the fight between Salvar and Grodd.
I thought it looked like a horrible video game.
I put all of that aside, all of my qualms about
the special
effects, and just watched it, and I really enjoyed it until the end when Saboteur showed up, and I was so angry that they went that direction with him.
Well, also let's talk about Joe real quick, because I feel like Joe is just kind of thrown in there a lot. He doesn't really...
Although I really liked him this episode.
But the whole gun to your head thing, you're the fastest man alive, why are you... Just grab the gun. And then he waits and lets him talk and barely moves him in time. Like, that really bugs me. That whole, inconsistency of powers, and or just your inconsistency of good timing or editing or storyboard or whatever it is that makes it look like it takes too long, which we will discuss in Arrow. I
was going to save this for Supergirl, but I always have to bring up Snyder because I love Zack Snyder. He's a genius. But what they really, I don't know what they're doing, but like when you first get these characters and you have to figure out what powers they have and how they're going to develop them. What he did was he got the character, he said, okay, these are the powers that he has, this is the skill that they're going to work on. If he were to hit someone like this, or get hit by someone with a handgun, it's going to feel like this. If you got hit by a truck, it's going to be getting hit by a linebacker. And you just make a scale of what their powers are, and you stick to it, so you can be consistent throughout the entire series or whatever. So you don't have what we have where Barry can't catch someone on a motorcycle one week, but then he's running Mach 10 on the other week.
Yes.
It's just... That inconsistency drives you nuts.
While we were talking about powers. So I get that they are speedsters and they're super fast.
Yeah.
Are they strong and impervious to other things? Because when Barry, Gypsy's holding Barry against the beam with his powers, he's not in pain at all. He's just immobilized.
Okay, so that's something that they've touched on a little bit, but... So as far as speedsters go, just real quickly, the Speed Force, which is what the power that they use to run fast, it has creates what's called a speed conduit, which prevents it's what prevents the effects of speed from basically tearing them apart whenever they run fast or whatever. It protects them a little bit, so they have a limited amount of protection. Oh. But yeah, it's been kind of inconsistent. Sometimes they're super strong, sometimes.
Yeah. Which all of these shows have that problem. Again, we'll touch on that in Arrow. So let's talk about...
That's all I got, really.
Wally using his powers without his costume.
When was that?
When he and Jesse are on the couch and then she wants a burger. And he just takes off and he's in his street clothes and shows up in the middle of the street. And then Savitar's there.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, what are you doing?
Dum-dum, yeah.
Secret identities, people. Secret identities.
At least do the vibrating face thing so no one that Barry used to do.
Make it hard to see you.
Oh, that's one thing that I forgot. They have no chemistry. Jesse and Wally.
None.
When they're on the couch, it was like cousins. Like, it was just weird.
They have no chemistry. However, I am kind of sort of changing my stance on the chemistry between Monel and Cara this week.
Right.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Just because they have physical chemistry doesn't mean anything. But no, they do not have any chemistry. And but no, I think that's pretty much it for this week.
Yeah.
They got engaged. Oh. Why? Why just because you're changing headlines? Well, you stopped the attack on Gorilla City, so maybe I don't die in the future. Is there no way to tell? You're just gonna keep changing things and hope she doesn't die. Oh my gosh, just get on the offensive and go get the guy. Anyways.
Well, he is the god of speed.
Oh, I didn't know that. But still.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even gonna gripe about the way that Savitar looks again, so you know how I feel about that. Let's move on to Arrow.
I have to say, I loved this episode until about the 32-minute mark. So, just want to preface with that.
Okay. So what was the 32-minute mark?
32-minute mark is about when we get the reveal that we've been saying since day one that
Josh Segarra
is Prometheus. And they're going after Vigilante, and they are horrible. This is what I'm talking about the inconsistencies. I get it. I get you have to... okay, Wild Dog's on the ground, knocked out cold, and Vigilante's pointing his gun at him, and just because Curtis calls his name, he doesn't shoot him? No, just shoot him. It annoys me.
That would be great. It's like,
but
1 second.
You don't even have to say 1 second. He's pointing his gun like this, and he's just looking at him, and then you hear your name called, boom. Yeah, what's up? It's like...
That would be funny to see. That would be great.
It would be. The thing that bugs me about it is, and I get you have to suspend your belief and all these things, because trust me, there's some issues with Supergirl that we're going to talk about as well. But on a show that we've had so many fantastic fight scenes over and over again, this one was horrible. The team, they let the Vigilante just lie there twice and get up and leave, and they don't even catch him. It was insulting to my intelligence to watch that scene.
We'll get to insulting
and it pissed me off.
With our next review.
It completely insulted my intelligence.
The one thing I could say about that is that maybe, because they did make the mention that Vigilante doesn't, like, he only started going after Oliver or Green Arrow when they revealed that, or Oliver when they revealed that Oliver did something against the law. So he's not entirely against, I guess, other Vigilantes. So maybe he doesn't want to necessarily kill other people.
He shoots Diggle like 3 times.
Yeah, there's that.
He doesn't know for sure that he has body armor that's going to stop his... It just pissed me off. And again, I don't want to nitpick on a bunch of stuff, but the fact that this show has had so many great fight scenes.
I actually did like that fight scene though. As far as him and Diggle. The part where him and Diggle were fighting, I really liked. When Curtis showed up, not so much. So
let's blow him up and not go apprehend him. Let's go and stand and cheer about it. And then, he disappears. Then we blow him up again. Oh, he disappears again. It was insulting to our intelligence for him to just keep getting away.
I did make a point a note that, like this, I think the first time that he gets hit with the T-sphere, he goes to the wall, he all of a sudden teleports to behind them.
Yeah, basically.
Into the rafters, so, yeah.
Stuff like that is what you have to suspend your belief on. Like, how many times did, just somebody jump over a wall when you're literally right on their heels and then they disappear? You just have to accept stuff like that. Yeah. But just the scene, they're making a mockery of the team. You want me to take the team seriously?
Get rid of Curtis?
Maybe. Although Curtis and Wild Dog were hilarious this episode.
Yes. So much making fun of Curtis and made me so happy. It made me so happy.
And I love Wild Dog. What is he?
Gotta give yourself a pair of balls.
Well, he's like, ooh, that was harsh, huh? He's like, I'm working on it. He is amazing. My Wild Dog note is Wild Dog with, I drew a smiley face with hard eyes. I love him.
Okay. This is gonna be kind of a once in a lifetime thing, occurrence, but I actually liked Felicity.
I knew it! I was like, he's gonna love Felicity this episode.
Because she was back to season 1, season 2 Felicity.
When she says, I used the information to get you off.
Yes!
Choice of words. That was straight out of season 1, season 2.
Yes.
Actually, she said that almost verbatim. It wasn't to get it off, but she's like, oh, don't say it like that, or whatever it is. But yeah, she was.
Yes.
And I loved her.
I can get behind her with that.
And I just have to give appreciation for Emily Bett Rickards, because not only is she gorgeous, she is adorable, and I think she's phenomenal. So anyways.
And like so I could actually get behind her story with the whole, I was giving this whole great speech, but I'm gonna still go ahead and do it.
But I liked they're not hitting it over the head and it's not out of nowhere. She has had 5 seasons, and she calls Diggle out flat out. She even brings up Roy and Fish. Like, all of you have had to take some of the darkness. Tumblr, which I'm gonna have to.
Although she went darker than
Tumblr
everyone by nuking a town, but okay.
She didn't. That's not her wanting to kill them. She had to choose.
It's still pretty dark.
It's the one versus the many. Yes, it is dark, but it's the one versus the many. When Diggle is giving her rousing speech and he's like, your superpower is empathy, she is having none of it. Her facial, she just was like, and then he walks away and she looked, Tumblr, I love you. Sometimes.
By the way, I also really liked Diggle this episode.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just, it wasn't anything specific. I almost said Pacific.
Atlantic.
Wasn't anything oh my gosh! Specific that he said, but it just all around, he was just a nice presence to have.
Well, they gave him some freaking dialogue again, and they...
Instead of just sitting there in the background like this.
I really enjoyed. I liked the trial aspect. I liked the impeachment. I liked the Susan stuff.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this episode.
Okay.
Aside from that,
they finally did Secret Identity right. She earned the secret identity. I mean, she earned it. I mean, she went out and she figured out who he was, and he didn't deny it. Instead of just like, oh, I need you to trust me. I'm Oliver Queen.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that. But yeah, that's how this is what I want. Whenever you reveal your identity, let's do it like this.
Do it properly. Speaking of secret identities, Dinah is his security detail, and she's just using her powers.
Yeah, that was
in the middle of.
But they were like under a tunnel or whatever, so.
Fine.
I was more okay with that instead of just like being in the middle of, Main Street or something and her doing it.
Speaking of reveals, again, you've heard us mention AfterBuzz. That's again one of the things that started this whole friendship between us. I watched the Arrow AfterBuzz review last night, and they didn't think that Chase was Prometheus at all, and I'm a little disappointed with them.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I told Jadon before we ever did this that Adrian Chase has to be Prometheus, because what other reason would they have to bring this character in?
Yeah. And normally, like I've been saying, I really don't want him to be, because I don't want them to follow that whole introduce a character, make them the villain. But I actually got behind it, and it was mainly because of his performance of it. He's
doing that weird scratchy voice thing now, though.
It was a little weird because it seemed like there was like a very clear moment, like when after Vigilante attacked Oliver in his car or whatever, and he showed up at the crime scene. It was like this whole thing where it was very obvious, like the director went, okay, now we need you to act like you're unstable. Well,
they're also trying to make us think he's Vigilante before they give us... That reveal, I mean, I like that it wasn't like a big, huge reveal. They just downplayed it. However, it also, because I knew he was Prometheus and I never once expected him to be the other guy, I was just like, well, come on, hurry up, pan. They're like the slow pan camera. I'm like, let's go.
I did like that whole thing though, because like I liked that whole the fight on the roof. Cause I don't know if they've ever done that, but he like slowly pushes him off.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, just like his whole performance of it. He was just like breathing really hard and the panning around. I thought it was really well done, even though I knew it was coming.
But when he's in there and he comes up to Dinah and she's got the piece of the visor and they're trying to make us think he's Vigilante still.
I didn't get that because I didn't think there's just looking at him and Vigilante, the body type didn't seem.
You can't go off body type.
I can
when
because
it goes woman to man, yes.
I think I can because it worked with Prometheus because they walk exactly alike. And I know there's like this interview, I didn't read it, I just saw the headline, but it was like the actor that played Prometheus, that was revealed as Prometheus, thought it was also surprised that he was Prometheus. It's like, bull crap! Either you didn't know, but someone else knew, the actor that was playing Prometheus knew, and was just modeling the way he walked after you, or you've known this whole time and been playing Prometheus. Because if you watch how they walk, he has that same cowboy, bow-legged walk. But yeah, I thought that was kind of...
And his music is weird.
Yeah.
I heard the music this time.
I'm not a huge fan. I'm more
into it now. It's like video game.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
But I did like how he says, he's like in the precinct with, I think he was talking to the captain or whatever, but he's like, Green Arrow got played. And Risey did that. He's like putting the piece of visor down. Oh,
it's a setup. Yeah, that's what I just read on my notes. It's a setup, Dinah.
I just thought that was really nice.
Because he looks over and sees that she took the piece of evidence, so Dinah's gonna get set up. Yeah. Clearly. Since you brought up Green Arrow and such, and I feel like Oliver is playing right into Prometheus' hands by denouncing the Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Also, how the hell is the mayor just saying, yes, I covered it up because I thought he was a good guy, but now he's a bad guy? How does that stop him from being impeached? He's still effed up.
Because they kept emphasizing that they don't really care that you did it, but they just need someone to burn for this. So
how awesome was it that he would not tarnish the dead man's name?
That was good. Although
they talked about the character growth of Oliver for that.
And I've recently discovered that I'm not as big of a fan of the Dark Knight as I used to be, because I don't think it's that great. But they did the Dark Knight better than the Dark Knight. With the whole, with throwing the hero under the bus so that the city can rise above.
They really did.
Solely because of the fact that he's not going to go home and hang up the cape for 8 years. So.
I also enjoyed, since you're bringing that up, that we forgot about one of the best Felicity moments. Unprompted, she tells Oliver that he's a hero. Yeah. Like, that was
nice.
I miss those moments between them because poor little baby Oliver and his sensitive feelings. Yeah. He really does need to be. He needs to be praised sometimes.
Word.
Oh my God, bloodlust. That is what I wrote in my notes, and that is what I said aloud.
What's going on with her? Is that
AfterBuzz was saying that she's only contracted for 14 episodes this season, which makes me hurt because I love the actress and I miss Thea.
Yeah.
And we got to see her fight, but she gets her butt kicked. Vigilante must be a metahuman or enhanced because she might not weigh much, but he launches her.
Or he's just really strong. I mean, she probably weighs like 90 pounds.
No, like in the middle of a fight, you've already exerted all this energy. He launched her.
I mean, I can get behind it I've seen Ronda Rousey launch Luke Rockhold. It was like 2 feet taller than her and 100 pounds heavier.
Yeah, with momentum, with the hip.
No, not really. Yeah, with the hip.
Thea is on his back, and it was just weird that they threw her that far.
I was fine.
I immediately was like, is he enhanced? Who is this guy? Is he a meta? Who is this guy? I totally forgot about him.
Who is this guy?
Somebody, the AfterBuzzers say Pike, the captain.
I don't know.
It's going to be some weird reveal that we're all going to be like, who is this? We've never seen him before.
Although that would be refreshing to see someone new that we don't know.
The doctor came back.
Oh, speaking of I'd never met her before, so I was like, who the heck is this?
Oh, you didn't see Laurel die?
No, because I skipped the last few episodes of season 4 because it was atrocious. But speaking of Vigilante, they are totally just ripping off the Punisher. He even goes, bang.
Oh, yeah. I got Deadpool feels in the stupid fight with the team. I was expecting him to start being like, woohoo, when he would show up somewhere. It was, I just don't like it. Don't put a comic relief in the middle of an episode like this.
It's weird. I mean,
okay, or Curtis and Wild Dog are your comic relief in this episode.
Ugh. At least as far as Curtis. But, yeah, I mean, they've been...
That's all I got.
There was this whole huge thing where fans were yelling at the Arrow, creators of Arrow, because they were ripping off Daredevil. And then they just go ahead and just rip it off blatantly. I don't know if it was like just like a joke, or like a really self-aware joke or something, but it just came off as, don't do that. Please don't do that. Because John Bernthal killed it as the Punisher. And it's just sad to watch this.
What else
do I have? So the ending with Curtis. I did not feel bad for him at all.
No.
I saw that coming. But the whole thing where he's like, Paul's is called, I gotta go. Can I go now? Can I go now? He's like, leave! Nope, no one wants you.
Some people do. Some people do.
It's hard to imagine.
On the other hand, you saw it coming. Like I get that the reason every time that he brought up Paul, he's like, oh, we're gonna get back together, that they were trying to tell the audience how excited he was.
I didn't care though.
No, we don't care.
Shut up about it.
I knew. I'm like, no, he's gonna break up with you, you idiot. I even put Curtis as an idiot just for that. What about your T-Spears? You finally get a glimpse of them. What's with the weird blue line?
And then they blew him up.
For now, he's gonna.
There's a T on it.
He's gonna keep fixing it.
The T was lighting up, I think.
But why does it project?
Oh, they're projecting the line. I didn't quite get that.
Yeah,
but they do. They are known to they can project holograms and stuff.
That's what I thought was gonna happen. That they were gonna get a live visual feed of the guy's visor.
That would have been cooler. Yeah.
Agreed. But you got your T-Spears, and I'm sure the next couple of the rest of the season he'll probably be perfecting them. His balls.
But they've been doing that for the last 2 seasons.
I know, but at least now he's trying to get them in there.
Yeah, because he's
freaking wild dog. So you can't contribute, so you got to build some tech.
So that was harsh. Awesome.
And then how Diggle and Felicity both just kind of smirk when he's like Curtis's balls. I'm fine with this to continue as a running joke.
Yeah.
We gotta get going.
Yeah. All right.
But I mean, I really enjoyed the episode. We'll see how Adrian does, because that actor, what is his name? Justin?
Josh Segarra.
Josh, there you go. I've really enjoyed him this season, and I think, but the whole scratchy voice got a little weird. Oh, he abducts Susan. So I didn't watch the previews, but I'm assuming
I hope they
Arrow's going to find out who he is.
I hope they don't. I hope they drag it out a little bit more, because it's a lot more fun to. I think it'd be more fun to watch him continue to set people up.
And Thea's gone to go see Roy Harper, and that's how they're going to bring Roy back. Thea and Roy are going to come back. That's my prediction.
Yeah, cool.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah, because last time they brought him back, that was the best episode in season 4.
When he was being controlled?
Yeah.
Was season 4 he came back?
Yeah. Oh. It was just breath of fresh air. All right, let's get to Supergirl.
All right.
Which I really enjoyed this I can't quite say it.
You okay? Let me see if this is what it is. Did you enjoy the concept of the episode?
Yes.
Yes. Thoroughly. The execution, not perfect.
Basic.
It's not perfect.
It was basic at best.
I've been watching season 1 of Supergirl again because I love this show, and here's why I said it earlier that I'm going to have a little fight with Tumblr, and just in general, real quick, and then we'll get into this. I still love this show. And we talked about it a little bit that I think some of the issues they're having are the jump from the CBS to CW. Originally, I said it belonged on the CW, that it would do better, and that CBS took itself a little too seriously. Now that it's on the CW and I'm seeing how ridiculous some of the running themes, like relationships and blah, 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 are happening on the CW, I'm missing the CBS again. But I read so many articles this week that are all saying the thing. They're men, women, bisexuals, gay websites. Every news outlet out there is saying the same damn thing. Mon-El is ruining this show. And it sucks because Chris Wood is amazing. He is adorable.
He's the only thing that saved this episode.
And that's what sucks, though. And we've talked, okay, let's just jump right into it. We've talked about how much we hate James Olsen's character. However, where the hell is James Olsen this episode? This is the one where I really was like, James would be here to meet her father. He could have been the voice of reason, not Mon-El. Yeah. Instead, it's just their, I don't know, but...
Because it was weird that they've gone out of their way to make Mon-El dumb. And then all of a sudden, he's the smartest character on the show. It was really weird because usually the men are the dumb people on the show. And suddenly they were smart. Him, Wynn, and Dean Cain were the MVPs of this episode.
Wynn is adorable. But it's true though, Kara is sidelined on her own show right now. She has been reduced to a love interest. And it's not because of the Sandverse storyline, because Alex had a lot of story in the first season as well.
I think, I would say Maggie's been reduced to...
Oh, Maggie is... You've got this great character. You've got a great character. Throughout the DC universe that you're bringing in to adapt, who I really...
She's not a big thing. She's here and there, but go on.
With an actress who is great and doing her justice, and you literally only have her there as a love interest right now.
Yeah.
And Mon-El, who... we're not going to get into it too much, but I'm sad because everything I look at on Tumblr is just everybody fighting, complaining about it, and complaining about the show, and then every article I've read is the same thing. And they're right, Kara has been sidelined on her own show, all the feminist issues that we had at the beginning, and then the reporter, when in the morning after scene, you know, National City's feminist superhero, I was like, really? Really? The last article I read talked about the same thing I said last week. Maybe the writers are doing this on purpose. And they're setting it up for her to figure everything. I don't know where, but if they are, they need to reveal it soon.
I would accept that, except for I don't have much faith in the intelligence of these writers. So
we'll see where it goes. All right, so let's jump into the episode. Morning after scene.
Not a fan of them getting together on that level. I am, and it's just really weird where you were so hesitant about this relationship in the first place, and then let's just go from 0 to 100. In one night, so whatever.
I'm okay with it because, you know, we are very different people, and we're in a different world now, and one, casual sex is okay. I know you have different feelings about that, but they are blossoming into a relationship, but it's very refreshing to see our female superhero lead giving the same treatment as our male superhero leads, because Oliver has just jumped into bed with Summer Glau's character.
I don't care so much because that is Oliver Queen's character. Like, that is Oliver Queen. He sleeps around, and that's him to a T. But
she's not sleeping around. Yes, it's new, but it's been a very...
Still, it's... For the Superman and Supergirl characters, they are the all-American. They are the standard that everyone should look to. That was like... Yeah. So, I have more of a problem with it with just this character.
Yeah.
So... but I did love him spilling the beans. That was great.
No!
I thought it was funny.
It was funny because Chris Wood is adorable. The actor and his delivery. But it's the same damn thing I'm talking about, though. Why? I just gotta do this.
This is so surprising. I thought I was going to show a new one.
If your friend was in a relationship with somebody who constantly undermined them, did things that hurt her feelings, and then just came back and gave her puppy dog eyes and said, I'm sorry, constantly, would you not have a conversation with that friend and be like, maybe they're not maybe they're not for you? Because you're constantly just taking them back.
It just came off as very much still he's just the Daxamite culture where he's like, why do we have to keep this a secret? And I don't understand. You
don't understand. You're not being a partner. And then again, they throw it in there in the show, and he says, I suck at being a partner.
Okay.
Yeah, you do.
Let's talk about being a partner.
Let's talk quickly.
Because Kara has this whole thing where you need to trust
me, you need to listen to me.
It goes both ways.
It does go both ways.
Because, okay, alright, let's just get into it. Alright, you cannot give anyone I'm just losing my words. A shadow of you can't give anyone you can't give anyone the benefit of the doubt if they've been away for 15 years behind enemy lines. I am sorry. I stopped for 5 minutes after the episode ended, and I thought about it, tried to put myself in their shoes, and there's no way. Because 15 years, you're entirely different people. Who knows what has happened? I mean, I was away for 2 years, and I came home and I barely knew how to interact with my family in some ways.
So I agree with that, and other than Alex.
There is no way that she, who is a seasoned agent or whatever, after 15 years just throws all protocol away, just throws it out of the window, and just says, okay, well, just bring my dad in, he can do whatever he wants, and screw Mon-El for even having any shadow of a doubt.
Here's why I say it's okay for Alex, and the only one who it's okay for. Yes, it's not right, but not only does she feel responsible that her father went to Cadmus because she's the one who let Kara take her for a spin in the air, but we've learned how much she takes all of her weight on her. But she was also 14, 15 when her dad left, and now she's getting him back. She's not thinking clearly. She's got her love blinders on. All she sees is her dad.
All I needed was just at least one moment where she was like, Okay,
No,
maybe
to me
there's
it
something
made
to
sense.
it. It doesn't make sense to me.
For her.
I don't
now,
think there's any
let's
excuse.
talk about this real quick. Kara's only been on Earth for 13 years.
Yeah, I was thinking about this,
Jeremiah was taken by Cadmus, or started working with Cadmus, after Kara got there. Is this deliberate, or are they just screwing it up? Because Mon-El says 15, Jeremiah says 14, Alex says over a decade.
I heard Jeremiah say 15.
Well, he also said 14.
Oh.
When he's talking to Eliza, he says 14. Eliza is like the voice of reason. She's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We're not the same people. Like, I don't know who you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
But no, so I agree. Jean is the freaking director of the DEO. It was dumb, insulting to our intelligence.
Someone needs to come in and just take everything away from these people, this cast.
Lucy Lane.
No. Don't no. Bring her dad in. He would actually be a breath of fresh air. Like,
I even miss General Lane,
these morons.
But no, that's stuff you have to just look past, because obviously it's plot.
Because like everything just moved at the speed of plot this episode. This is the prime example of what you said of where they moved too quickly. Because they're like, well, after a psych eval, I mean, you can come back.
Yeah.
No!
Psych eval, interrogation, lie detector test, read his mind.
Yes. Thank you. Why can't I read your mind? Why didn't you try to read his mind the moment you set eyes on him?
I've decided on that. I think without using dialogue, I think they're trying to tell us that John does not...
I don't care.
Does not do that. I think that's what they're trying to tell us. And you know what? Again, I'm not going to stay here and argue plot points and plot devices and what pushes plot along, because every show does it. Just some are more glaringly obvious. And Supergirl this season has been. But we were running out of time, and we'll go back to reveal. I don't like that Mon-El walks in, not just that he... Because you know what, you want to go and tell Alex because you're all giddy to it. But he walks in and yells it to the whole DEO. Completely against her wishes. Doesn't have a... It's just the same crap he keeps doing, and then they take him back, and it's stupid. It's almost an abusive relationship parallel, to be honest with you. It is. Almost. I'm not like on Tumblr where everybody thinks it is toxic and abusive, but it is almost a parallel to that. He hits you, but then he apologizes, and you take him back. Sorry, it is.
Not nearly the same level.
No, it's not nearly.
I can see the correlation.
There you go, correlation.
I can see the correlation, but that's like...
It's almost.
Going from 0 to 60.
However, the HR part was hilarious.
That was funny. That was great.
And then when Alex is just like, you're going to have to sit through a sexual harassment. One of my favorite parts of the episode. Which just
makes me happy to think of Mon-El sitting through something like that. And
makes the Kara sitting
wrap his mind around that concept.
And John called him a puppy. Take this puppy down to HR.
I totally missed that because I was laughing. Okay, so,
Oh, and how did his arm get past Alex's physical?
Yes.
That was one of those.
That was one of my genuine,
insulting your intelligence.
That was one of my genuine questions was, okay, first of all, has no one just, like, grabbed his arm in the time he's been here? I mean, they hugged him.
And how many times has Kara given the once-over with her X-ray vision when someone's been injured in the field? Yes, see, those are those things, and I was really mad the first time I watched it, and then as I watched it twice this week, and I just... they're going to do that, you're just going to have to roll with it.
One of my genuine questions, though, was... Okay, is his whole body, like, is there parts of his body that are...
It's just his arm.
Just his arm? Okay, so he should be dead. Because he went toe-to-toe 2 rounds with Martian Manhunter, hard enough to daze each other, and he's getting punched in the face.
I don't think he did. I watched that scene.
Well, he's getting slammed against walls, and there's sparks and everything flying. He should be nothing but a paste on the wall.
Then again, some of the humans have taken beatings that they shouldn't take as well. They did do a good job in that scene, though, that every single time Jeremiah hit Jean, it was with his arm. Because I went back and watched that, because I thought the same thing. Really, he's going to beat Martian Manhunter? But they did a very good job in the choreography that it is everything that he does. His other arm isn't involved at all. Okay. He uses his bionic arm.
I mean, I didn't actually like that fight, aside from the inconsistent powers.
Yeah. Because people say, why didn't Jean just phase away from the punch? Because then he wouldn't get knocked out.
Although I really did like his opening when he landed on the ground and took out 3 trucks at the same time. That was really cool.
Except for why did they freeze it?
What do you mean freeze it?
So I love that scene, and that's what I was going to say. The action scenes were really good. When he hits and phases. But instead of going in slow motion, they full on just pause everything.
Really?
Yeah, there's no music, there's no... They just pause and continue.
I stopped writing.
It was weird.
I looked down and I was writing, so I guess I missed that.
But it was,
part,
I really enjoyed that scene.
As soon as I saw it, I started writing. Also, why does her heat vision make asphalt explode?
Right? I was thinking the same thing.
Also, it was just another one of those scenes near the end where it was like the bad guy's like, you're gonna have to kill me or just let me right away. It's like, no, shoot him in the leg and then Car will be over in about 2 seconds and you can take him. So I didn't understand that.
Well, and I don't understand why Lillian is the head of Cadmus, but literally it's just her and Cyborg Superman. And then they have the whole DEO at their disposal and it's just Alex and Kara. Trust me, I see all those things as well, but again, you just have to go past it. It's also, for the plot, it's for the story. I really like the train.
I didn't.
I liked it. I liked that we got to see her, having to weld things together.
I mean, it was fine, but it drove me nuts because she should have been right back with Alex, because it didn't look like that beam was as damaged as the other one. She didn't have to bend it or anything. So all she had to do was weld it, and then she could go back and.
It wasn't long enough.
Oh, was it?
No, it wasn't long enough. Okay, there was a gap.
There was my gripe of her not showing up sooner.
Yeah, because even while she was holding it up, she should have been able to weld it and then leave. I get that. No, it wasn't long enough.
All right.
And the other one almost wasn't long enough, but she just had to bend it.
So my other gripe was the conversation with Wynn and Monel where they're in the bar and.
Which conversation? Having a beer or playing darts?
I think it was the darts one, because Wynn says something about like, oh, you just need to cars this and this and this, and you need to give her a chance or whatever. And it's like no. In this instance, you should be telling Kara that, because Monel's the only person that's making sense right now, and everyone's just ignoring him.
But no, they're not. But they're not talking anything about Jeremiah and him right there. They were just talking about how him as a partner. I agree with Wynn in that scene. Everything that's wrong with Monel is he's trying to be her knight in shining armor, and
not
she
really.
doesn't. He is. He's trying to protect her. She doesn't need protecting.
But this episode, it was the one time where it was okay.
Well, yes, because but that's not.
No one's protecting these people from their idiocy.
Well, that scene to me didn't touch on this episode. I thought that they were talking as a broad relationship spectrum.
Okay, so I was just looking at the context of just this episode. So
because to me, I loved that when someone's telling him like she is Supergirl. She doesn't need to be protected.
Although I still think
she needs help.
I think it goes back to last week, because when they were talking about how you need help figuring out what things because you take on too much.
That's help. That's not. He is trying to be her protector.
Yeah, but that's something.
To me, I get the feels that he would just be like, "No need to be Supergirl. You stay home. I'll go be a hero." I totally get that vibe from him.
I don't really.
However, let's go back to the beginning scene, because I forgot about that. That Kara, after getting laid, is all ramped up and wants to deliver a litter of puppies. And then she brings him coffee and flowers. I loved it. He's a dick, though. He just throws the flowers. Anyways.
Maybe he doesn't know what to do with them.
You can't. You have been on this world for so many months, and you're making references to 2 strikes, I'm out, and waving his hands like they just don't care.
Their consistency of his understanding of human culture is very bad.
Anything else that's huge? Because we are running out of time, and we're trying to not do this over, because I've got a few things to... Dean Cain was great.
Yeah, I just want to say, that's what I want to say was Dean Cain, Jeremy Jordan, and Chris Woods were all amazing. I think this was Chris Woods' best episode.
It was.
The way that he portrayed his whole, just like the way that he felt about this whole situation was just, he came off as very, I don't know, more heroic than he ever has before, I guess. Just more capable.
One of my favorite scenes with Chris Woods was when he showed up at the apartment, and he was adorable, and he comes in, he's like, "Oh, should I have worn a tie?" And he's like, "Oh, knife, not gonna shake your knife," because he is adorable, and he is great. It is the character I have an issue with, not Chris Wood. I don't even have an issue that they brought in another male character or anything like that. I just have an issue with how they're putting Kara in this relationship. It's not good. It's just not.
I don't think it's nearly as bad as people are making it out to be. But
I disagree.
I think this would have been a perfect episode for Maggie to get a little bit more, because I would have figured out anyone, she would have been more on Monel's side of like, maybe we shouldn't trust this guy so completely.
I don't think she would have taken it to Alex. I think she would have tried to do something behind the scenes. But yeah, again, it's just them not giving a damn.
The whole dinner scene bothered me was because like everyone was just piling on like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And it's like not one person had like a moment where like maybe he's talking sense.
I was really hoping Jean would. So one of my favorite things about this episode, the Danvers sisters. Oh my gosh.
Worst.
What?
Everyone had good performances in this episode, but the writing for it was so terrible that I did not care.
What?
Kylie Lee did, like you said, Kylie Lee did an amazing job with her scene, with all of her scenes.
With Maggie just hugging her.
But everything that they were saying was so stupid and atrocious that I did not care.
How is it stupid?
I did.
So the scene when Alex...
That her character had not even like as I said before.
So you can't get past the fact that she
didn't even have
she has blinders on.
That there wasn't even like 1% of doubt in her.
Well, then I will discuss it because one of my favorite parts is the angst between them, and when she is telling her, she says he's my father. It hurt me because Cara immediately calls her out on it. At least she goes, "He's my father too." Then act like it. That scene, it got me. Kyler Lee's acting this whole episode, I loved it. When she is having to tell, yes, just shoot him in the leg and have Supergirl take him. Fine.
It was
Look past that.
Great. It was a great
amazing. Dean Cain's acting in that, like you could feel the connection. And obviously they're setting it up that Dean Cain is a good guy still, but he's doing what he thinks is necessary. I liked that twist as well. We get more of him next episode with Alex.
Oh, good.
But one of my favorite scenes is how, and it's a parallel to Maggie and Mon-El and their relationship, the Danvers sisters, and then I'm done. Maggie comes over to Alex's apartment. Kyler Lee is amazing. She doesn't make eye contact. She doesn't speak. She just drinks. And Maggie knows. She knows that her girlfriend needs her, that her partner needs to be comforted. And Kyler Lee just starts to break down. Maggie holds her, and both actresses were amazing. Because when Kyler Lee racks that sob, first off, like I'm getting goosebumps right now. It hit me, but you see Floriana Lima, she like flinches with her, like maybe she didn't expect it, but just the acting in both of them are amazing. Then the parallel to Mon-El showing up at Kara's, has no idea what Kara doesn't know that I need to comfort you. He's just like, what do I need? What do you need? And I'm not saying that's bad because they're a new relationship. He's new to customs. I'm just saying the parallels. However, I thought they were adorable. Yeah. But my Danvers sisters are broken, and we need a Danvers. We need something to reconcile that because that's what I missed from the first season. Whenever they would have their row, their angsty, and break my heart.
We're British now.
I've been reading a lot of fan fiction that uses row. But whenever they would have those arguments, we would get some type of reconciliation, and we'd get a great Danvers sisters scene. I've got goosebumps just from.
Did they reconcile at all?
No.
Oh. Good.
We get Maggie. Nice. I know. We get Maggie and comforting Alex, and then we get Mon-El comforting Kara, and then they're broken, and I like it.
Yeah, I had nothing against them. The acting in this episode, it was great. They all did an amazing job. You just couldn't get
past the Alex part.
Yeah, I just couldn't get past the writing. Well, it was for every character, not just her. It was just the things that they were saying were so stupid to me that it was just I didn't care.
And Lyra, I love her. I love that Mon-El's supposed to be this ladies' man, and she won't even look at him. And
what do you say? Don't you mess that up?
Yeah, because that was cute too. Like, be good to her. You be good to her. And then when Mon-El shows up during the dart scene, she just walks up. Hi, Wynn's friend.
That was great.
I like it. I did. I enjoyed this episode. There were some things that just make you want to, face palm.
I'm surprised. Like you actually tore this one a new one. A lot harder than I did. Yeah, I was expecting
it's because
go after it.
It's just because I've been watching season 1, and then I've read so many articles this week that all say the same thing. And at first I thought maybe it was just the lesbians getting a little too sensitive, and because a lot of the recaps I read are on like Autostraddle and After Ellen sites and stuff like that. And they're biased. We're lesbians, or we're queer, and we want more Kara, and we want more Maggie and Alex. But even you say you need more. So I thought maybe we were just being too sensitive, but the more they do it, the more they keep throwing this, and then I've been watching season 1 and how strong of a character Kara was, and it's just, I don't know. So if you have anything to say, yell at me in the comments. Okay, thanks again for watching. I think all 4 shows are back next week. We'll get some more Legends, from what I understand.
If you want to talk Gotham, I'll talk Gotham with you. I'm really loving that, so. Or Legion. Oh my goodness. All right.
All right, thanks guys.